I'm Grant Gershon. I'm the Kiki and David Gindler Artistic Director of the LA Master Chorale, and I'm here with a dear friend, composer, conductor, vocalist, and all-around amazing person, Zanaida Stewart Robles. And Zanaida, you're here specifically because you've written an amazing new piece for the LA Master Chorale that we're going to be premiering on April 6th and 7th. And I wondered if you could maybe just share with us a little bit of what it's like to come back. I mean, you were a singer in the chorale and such a vital member of the ensemble, and now you're writing this new piece for us. Yeah. Is that weird?
No, it's not weird. It's not weird. It feels it feels humbling. It feels beautiful, like a dream. To have an opportunity to have an original piece, an original work, just that was designed just for this ensemble. I think that I'm fortunate to have some pretty decent insight onto the powers, at our disposal in this amazing hall. And that is just, it's a thrilling thought to think that so many friends and like family are gonna do this piece, are gonna sort of give birth to my baby in my house, in the house, you guys. Like, this is coming. It's and in a way it's a homecoming, if it's all right to say that. I mean, this is home, whether I'm on the roster or not, whether I have a piece on the program or not, this is home.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to us as well. I mean, you were part of the family. And you've written this amazingly beautiful piece called The Song of Significance. And I wonder maybe first off if you could talk a little bit about the text and how you found that and what spoke to you about these words.
Yeah. The text is sort of a conglomeration of different segments or entries, if you will, from a person named Seth Godin, who is known as sort of a serial entrepreneur and marketing guru or educator, incredible human being who's made it sort of his mission to encourage people to live good lives, like be good people, he writes a blog every day. That has been his practice for many, many years. I started subscribing to Seth's blog many years ago. Maybe it hasn't quite been a decade, but it's approaching like 10 years. Just following, learning, paying attention to his call to pay attention to work that matters, pay attention to being good to each other, and just these entries. And so one day last year, I cold emailed him. Because I knew he lived in New York and I was going to do a performance in New York. So I just cold emailed him and invited him, and not expecting anything. He emailed me back within like 5 minutes. It was like 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, saying that he went to my website in this amount of time. He read who I was. He was like, he was all about it. He was going to show up. And I was amazed. Like, he's the real deal. And then so I told him, I've been a fan of his blog, and what would it take to set his music? And I asked him, tell me, what kind of fee, whatever permission I would need. He's like, oh, don't worry, just set whatever you want, whenever you want, forever.
Oh my God, we love him.
We love So, I mean, what a great gift, just to know. And his music, I mean, his words are like music. Like, I hear, and they're messages that I have gained so much from, in terms of learning, just how to think clearly about how to interact with people in significant, meaningful, and life-giving and affirming ways. And so that's what I tried to set for music. I culled different segments from blogs over the years to create this piece, which I thought were the most hard-hitting musical things that I could find in his writing.
The piece is so powerful for the singers and empowering for the singers as well. And there's also, it's interesting to me because there's a lot of questions in the piece. And I noticed, of course, you wrote it for double choir. And I wondered if that has something to do with this sense of dialogue, or what was on your mind with that?
I think so. I think it's this idea that, and perhaps this was subconscious, I think, when I, in terms of questions and answers, and there being sort of a dialogue taking place, like two people or two entities or two minds at work. One mind who feels like they have the answer and going through the motions and living the life that they were intended to live, and the other mind saying, "Really? Is that really all that there is? You're just going to keep doing that? Really? Is what you believe that's really the answer for you? What if you try something different?"
Right. And when the two choirs come together and in unity at the end of the piece, that makes a particularly powerful statement.
I think so. I mean, I definitely was excited about the opportunity to write for two big, really amazing, ensembles. I knew, I was like, the Master Chorale, they can do anything with any number of voices. So, so definitely wanted to exploit the possibility of two powerful sources of sound, and then coming together to create one powerful force for good, I guess.
Yeah. There's an amazing amount of positivity that the piece generates as well. This is a broad question, but, you as a singer and writing for voices, obviously you have so much empathy and so much connection to what it feels like to sing. And I just wondered if you could talk a little bit about what it is, what you draw from when you're writing for singers, and what you hope for.
I really try to sing like every line, sort of. I mean, I'm not usually singing the bass line. Like, it's a lot of times it's sustaining a pitch,
First thing in the morning, I don't know,
maybe. I'm not saying I don't have those notes, maybe, but I definitely, melodic material, when I'm trying to flesh out a melody, I use a lot of improvisation in my composing. So, just kind of trying to hear in my head and sing out loud whatever the text comes to me, making sure that I'm trying to pay attention to the text stress, word stress, syllabic stress, and then try to make it musical. So that's just just sing the line, and sometimes I'll just record it. And so I think that being a singer has enabled me to sort of pay attention to what makes sense vocally, and also like what feels good. Hopefully, at least some of the lines, if not many of the lines, feel sort of intuitive. I like to use syncopation, and even in my improvisation, I like to use syncopation. So, but that definitely comes directly out of this. There is a lot less planning and a lot more heart that just comes out through the singing improvisatorily, if that's a word, and hope that makes its way onto the page.
Yeah, we've sung several of your pieces over the years, and I can say that for the singers, there is something so gratifying about the fact that we can tell that you sing and embody every phrase, and that every phrase is like a gift that you give to the altos or the sopranos or the tenors of choir one or whatever it is. But I think we all feel that connection. Here we are at Disney Hall, and I know you have had, along with me and the members of the chorale, such powerful experiences on this stage.
Oh, yeah.
And I wondered if you could maybe just reflect a little bit on what it's like, what it feels like to be then writing a piece specifically for this ensemble in this concert hall.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting, the breadth of experiences that I feel like I've had in this hall, different genres, different composers, different ensembles. I've had Green Umbrella experiences, really very modern music, very out there music, very scary music. I was on the concert when there was an earthquake, it was I'll never forget that. And Charles Dutoit did not stop.
Did not stop.
And so all of these experiences together sort of, I feel like there is a resilience about this hall. It's like this hall can handle a lot. Musically, stylistically, in terms of our humanity, in terms of the things that are happening in our world. We've held each other in this hall. The choral festival, and so knowing that I've come here bringing students as a teacher, I've sung here as a just all of that sort of feeds my vision for what kind of music can be made in here. And I think there's something freeing in that. I think in the Song of Significance, I feel like I intentionally kind of threw a bunch of stuff up in there,
For real.
right?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff up in there. And I think that it wouldn't be there if I hadn't had a bunch of stuff happen to me in here. Yeah. And that makes it feel really organic, I think.
Yeah. What do you hope that the performers as well as the audience will come away with from the Song of Significance?
So I hope the audience can really hear the text, can hear the performers. I mean, obviously we'll spend plenty of time on diction and whatever. But I'll be honest, I think I've come to a place in my own life as a composer, whatever that means, where I really am paying attention to the singers. These words and this music is really for the. I hope the singers can sense the love and care and of these words that I want them to hear. I want them to sing these words because I want them to feel their impact on a physical level. Yeah. That's what it's about for me, and the audience is lucky to get to experience that, I think.
I can say with, I think, some confidence, you talked about the birthing of this piece that happens on April 6th and 7th. I think it's going to have a long life beyond the infancy. I mean, this is a piece that choirs will be taking up all over the country and all over the world. It's just, it communicates in such a direct way, and it sounds amazing. I keep playing it on the piano every day. And it's just a total pleasure. And so, Zanaida, thank you so much.
Thank you
for writing such an amazing piece for the LA Master Chorale.
It's been my honor. Thank you.
See you in April.
I'll be there.
All right.